When considering how to approach handling and dissolving your current marriage, you should know that you are not limited to hiring an attorney to file a complaint and initiate the divorce litigation process on your behalf. You can also hire an attorney to assist you in negotiating an agreement with your spouse. Hello, I'm Travis Hise, attorney here at Paré Associates located in Silver Spring, Maryland. And today's video is for those who find themselves facing the challenging process of divorce, but are interested in an alternative process rather than the knockdown, drag-out world that contested family law litigation can bring. Today, I want to tell you about the 3 benefits to negotiating your divorce rather than litigating it. Number 1, it is the most cost-effective approach to your legal issue. Divorces requiring litigation typically require extensive legal representation due to the need to argue and defend motions and pleadings, engage in the timely process of discovery, and ultimately, to prepare for a final merits hearing where all claims for relief will be decided. Very often, your final divorce hearing is not the only hearing to prepare for and attend, as many times parties need to attend pendente lite hearings on temporary requests for relief and hearings requiring the oral argument of attorneys on certain motions. Attorney's fees for contested divorces can often reach in excess of $30,000, depending on the complexity and the amount of issues in your case, whether or not there are expert witnesses required, and the amount of time required to resolve the disputes. It's also important to understand how extensive your final divorce trial may be. An uncontested divorce occurs when both parties mutually agree on all issues arising out of the marriage, including but not limited to how property is to be divided and distributed, what custody arrangement is in the best interest of the minor children, if there are any, and what, if any, alimony is to be awarded. In uncontested divorces, where both parties are in agreement, the need for extensive legal representation is heavily reduced. Typical costs when negotiating your divorce involve the time and amount of communication between your attorney and your spouse's attorney, and the time and effort necessary to craft a marital settlement agreement that resolves all the issues in your matter. Mediation can also be a helpful and cost-effective option when negotiating a divorce, as it involves a neutral third-party experience in the divorce process, assessing the strengths and weaknesses of both parties' positions. It can also be helpful both lessening any unreasonable positions a party may have and in finding creative ways to meet both parties' need. Through negotiation, you can minimize your legal expenses and redirect funds towards your family's future, whether that be your children's future college education or ensuring your financial stability in the next stage of your life. Number 2, it is a faster and more customized solution to empower you and your family. Time is of the essence for all parties in a legal action these days. No one wants to be stuck in the metaphorical cement of a divorce case that spans the better part of, if not exceeds, a year. Negotiating typically leads to faster resolutions compared to the often lengthy court process. This means less stress and a quicker transition to the next chapter of your life. Negotiation allows you to take control of the timeline, reaching agreements at a pace that suits both parties. Without the pressure of the court setting deadlines and events for you to attend, you and your spouse are able to talk about your issues in a naturally less tense environment. Negotiation also provides the flexibility to create personalized solutions. In court, decisions are often handed down based on legal standards, and courts are often limited in terms of what they can award or order by the family law article and other pieces of statutory authority. This can lead to a result where no one ends up happy with the end result. Through negotiation, you and the other party can craft agreements that better suit your unique circumstances, ensuring a more tailored outcome. For example, if it's important to you and your spouse that your children's college education is provided for, something that a family law court will not order through litigation, you can negotiate that resolution as part of your overall divorce. Tailoring solutions to your specific needs can ultimately lead to a more satisfactory resolution for all parties involved. Negotiation also empowers both parties to actively participate in the decision-making process for what their post-divorce life will look like. Instead of having decisions imposed by a judge, who may know you from only a few days at most, you and your spouse maintain control over the outcomes, using all of your intimate knowledge of your personal relationships to inform what you want the next stage of your life to look like. This often leads to a greater sense of satisfaction and ownership at the end of your divorce process. Having that active role in shaping your future promotes a healthier post-resolution environment for all the parties involved. Number 3, it is more likely to preserve your family relationships. One of the advantages of negotiation is the preservation of relationships. In family law cases, emotions can run high, and court battles can strain relationships even further. By negotiating, you have the opportunity to maintain a more amicable connection with the other party, especially when there's children involved. Parties often make the mistake of not seeing the forest for the trees in a divorce when children are involved. People can often become singularly focused on winning a fight, making sure they get the house, making sure that they are the primary custodian for their children, or conversely, focus on making sure that the other party loses the fight, making sure the other party does not get the house, or that they do not get to see the children. This focus on an adversarial process often has both short-term and long-term effects on your children. One effect to consider is the emotional impact a protracted, contested divorce can have. Children can experience increases in emotions such as anxiety or depression, potentially even feeling guilt or internalizing blame for the end of their parents' marriage. Children can also demonstrate changes in their behavior at school, whether by acting out amongst their peers or showing decreases in their academic performance. Another effect not often considered by the parties is how the current divorce climate can impact their relationships with their future adult children. Young children eventually become adults who enter into relationships and families of their own. Your potential enemy and your spouse today will continue to be your co-parent as your child heads into adulthood in the future. How important is it to ensure a healthy, positive relationship free of resentment or concerns for your children? How do you want their future weddings to look? Are they worried about keeping their parents separate the entire day? Are you or your current spouse excluded from shared family holidays with your future grandchildren because you cannot coexist in a room together after a nasty, protracted, contested litigation divorce process? Negotiation helps to allow for a more collaborative approach, inherently reducing the adversarial nature often associated with litigation and better positioning you for healthy relationships in the future. In conclusion, negotiating family law matters like divorce offers numerous benefits, from preserving your co-parenting relationships, the cost effectiveness of negotiation, and faster resolutions and customized solutions that fit your goals and your needs better. If you are navigating a family law case, consider the advantages of negotiation and contact myself and the professionals here at Paré Associates. Our legal services are designed to help make your journey as cost effective and successful as possible.